Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. Okay, today I thought I'd do another Q&A. I thought this was a good way to, because I wanted to do some kind of encouragement day, and I thought, you know what, this answers, like I'm gonna go through my list of questions. I still have my list of questions. I only got through one page and I didn't even answer all the questions. And so I thought this would be something I can do maybe each week, and I can just kind of go through and answer some of the questions of what you guys wanted me to answer before. So that's why I thought I would do this, and then you get your answers, and I feel like I can mark off my list some things that you guys wanted. So that's what I'm doing today. Okay, one of you guys asked was how I care for myself, and that was just simple. I think that there was another one too, how I care for myself and what I do for simple exercise. And so, or how to stay in shape, I guess. How to stay in shape, because with babies and with kids it's hard to, because you are sitting most of your days. I totally get that. I lost a lot of weight after I was pregnant an awful lot and gained a whole lot of weight, and I was well over 200 pounds for many, many years because I was just pregnant all the time, nursing, and then got pregnant again. It was like by the time the weight came off, it was like there was another baby coming. And so with my 9th one, with Madeline, I decided, you know what, I'm done, because I cannot keep up with these kids. I need to do something to stay in shape, or I'm not gonna be able to do this. So I didn't change anything or any way that I ate, but what I did is I started exercising. And so what I did for myself is, because I had a lot of little kids, my husband was working, there was no way to, like, you know, go to the park and go walk or get up in the morning and exercise because I was so tired. So what I did is I did it at nighttime, so about 8:30 every night. Okay, I knew that I could nurse the baby, and I put the baby in the swing right by the window. We had a big giant picture window, and so I put the baby in the swing, and then the toddler lay down because that was the bedtime, and then the rest of them I said, okay, we're gonna put a video in. You're gonna lay in bed, watch this video. You're not allowed to get up unless there's an emergency. And so I had I think I had like middle, I can't remember the ages, like the elementary age kids. I said, okay, if somebody's screaming or something, come get me. But if not, you guys just sit in bed for a half hour. I'm gonna do my running. And so what I did then is I'm like, okay, I just gotta make this count. There was no slow walking. There was no like, okay, work my way up. No, it was like, okay, I have literally 30 minutes and that's all I have. So if I'm doing this, I need to make it worth my while. So then I would go and I walked my yard. I started with walking. I walked my yard. I would like run the straightaways. I had like it was literally just a yard. It was like I had a little bit of a hill in Michigan, and then we'd run up, and then, you know, I'd run the corner, walk the corners, and run the straightaways. And I just did that. It was so simple. By the time I was done, I was like, okay, my dog's chasing animals. And so I thought, okay, but I did something in 30 minutes. I was sweating, I was hot. I was like, okay, I'm done. I came in, I got my shower for the night, and I was finished. If I had a few extra minutes, like if I came in, the baby wasn't screaming or something, I might do some like push-ups, I might do some sit-ups. I did like the little leg where you go on all fours and you lift your leg up in the air. I don't know what they call those. I used to call them the doggies, but then you put your foot up and you push. I don't know my exercise terms, but so I did that, and then that's what I did, and then I lost my weight. It took, I want to say I started like in the spring, and by the fall, I had lost 80 pounds, and so I was great. Well, then I got pregnant with my number 10. So I was like, okay, so that child, I exercised throughout the pregnancy. I still gained 80 pounds with him, and I ate healthy, and I did everything exactly the same. No, actually I changed. I exercised and was healthier eating with that child, and I still gained my 80 pounds. And so I was like, okay, whatever. But it was a lot easier to recuperate after him. He was my best birth. He was my best recuperation afterwards. Like, I was the quickest of like being ready to be back on mommy track. And so I was like, okay, then I gained 80 pounds, because I was like, oh my goodness, maybe I wouldn't gain so much. No, that didn't matter. I always gained 80 pounds. And so after him, and then with Steven, I was eating healthier, so that I exercised the same after him, and I also had my food change, my diet a lot, and my weight came off twice as fast with him. And so I was like, okay. And then it was like winter came, and so then my husband bought me an elliptical, and I did the elliptical, and we had a basement. It was Michigan, it was freezing, and so I had a pool, a kiddie pool in the basement, and we got deer feed corn, and so we had that in there. So I would take the toddler down, and it would be a little chilly, and then I would take the baby, was kind of like a little snowsuit, like the little fleecy one. I would take the baby down in that, and they would sit in the pack and play. And it was only for, I think I did it for 30 minutes. And so I put them in the pack and play, and they might cry through that time, but I made sure they were fed. I made sure they were well taken care of and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna go downstairs. Mommy's gonna exercise. And I put the baby in the pack and play, and it would, you know, it would cry and put his arms out, want me to pick him up, but I didn't do it. I'm like, okay, I kept talking, but I'm like, I'm gonna do my exercise here. You're gonna be good. And they entertained themselves after a while, and it was fine. And the toddlers played in the corn pool, corn feed pool was awesome. Like, scoop out the feed. My doggie is chasing animals. And so And then the other ones would ride their bikes in the basement. And so, and I did that, and that worked out really good. It was just my goal to do that every single day. And that kept off the weight really well. And so now here I make sure that I get out every single day. It's like at least 5 days a week. The girls and I go walking at all the kids and I go walking at the park, but my girls, because they're of age, the rest of them play in the playground, that's fine. And so, but the other ones, we walk. So we have I think three times around our walking path is a mile. And so we do that. We do at least a mile every time. That's like our minimum. If we want to do more, we do. And if it's freezing or we want to, you know, we have to do a mile. But if we want to do more, we do. And so what we do, we made a fun little thing. So we start and we walk, and then as soon as we get to the bottom of the first little turn that goes up the mountain, we sprint up that turn, and then we take a few more steps, and then we do like the grapevine for part of the straightaway. Then we go and do like arm stretches while we're walking. Then we get to a corner, we gotta drop and do 10 push-ups. Then we get to the next corner, we do twist, and then we walk where there's the crosswalk, and then we do squats on the crosswalk, and then we walk a little bit more, and then we do the knee lunges through that place, and then we walk some more, and then we have to sprint. We added more sprinting, and so we're getting better. So then and then the last little bit we do knee lifts. And so that's just something we do. It makes it fun. It was hard. And teenagers, we talk about teenagers and attitude. Oh, they were so much fun. They were like, oh my goodness. They're like, oh, we gotta walk, and they were complaining. And I was like, I don't care, we're doing it for a mile. That's what we're doing. And so we did. And you know what, now they're encouraging me, because I'm doing it, and I've been really tired this week, and just not feeling like, I mean, I'm not tired, just my body just has been slower, I guess is the word. I don't know, I'm older, that's understandable. And I know like they were more encouraging me, come on Mom, we gotta run, we gotta do this. And I was like, go them. And so it's just nice after time. We talk about attitudes with teenagers and all these things, and we see like we're just consistent and keep it going instead of giving up right away. It's surprising that actually it does catch on and do well. So that's what we do. So I do that. I drink water. I try to really focus on drinking water. I think I have my water bottle, and I try to do like half my weight in ounces. So whatever you weigh, divide it in half, and then drink that in ounces. So I try to force myself to do that. That's something I try to do. I've been faltering a little bit lately because it's been colder out and I haven't done it as much, but I'm like, I need to do that more. And so I got a new water bottle from Aldi's, and I've been trying to like keep on drinking that. So that's something that I do for myself. And I also get up every morning. That's my thing, is every morning I get up. I look forward to that. It's like I said, it's very rare that I don't get up in the morning and I have my time with the Lord every day. And that's just like, even though I'm tired, it's like when I first wake up, I just go, okay, oh, I know it's my time with the Lord, so I just get up. And so it's just something that I do. It took me some time to get used to, yes, before when I didn't like getting up early, but then once you start doing it consistently, it helps. So that's what I do to take care of myself. How to handle criticism for a stay-at-home mom. And I got a couple comments for that, and I thought maybe, I don't know, I guess that's one of those things, like you just go back to being content with where God has you. So, because you can get criticism for everything. And I know when we were younger, we had, we had a little bit of argument and a lot of fighting within the family structure, but not our family, but extended family, just for what we were doing as a family. And our first reaction wasn't what it would have been now, because we were young and foolish, and no one was going to tell us what to do. And so live and learn, like, it doesn't matter anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's like, I'm so content with what I do in my life, because I know that I seek the Lord. Like, I seek the Lord with everything that I do, so that I know that what I'm doing is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so, like, if God says you just be a stay-at-home mom, be confident in that, and like, don't worry about what people say. And yes, it's hard when you see other moms and they're career-minded and they do their things, but you just know that like what your role is, a mother, and what your role is, a wife, that's an awesome cause. I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. And so, yes, I love being a wife. I love taking care of my kids. I love investing time in them. And then now that they're a little bit older and they can do things, it's like now is the time that I've been able to start doing stuff that I enjoy personally, like doing my videos. Like, I really, really enjoy doing this. I did my blog a little bit before, and that was just a little bit. It worked out where I didn't have to do it all the time. It wasn't something I had to do every single morning. I did it as I could, and that was great. Now that it's like God just knows what we're capable of doing, and so I know, always want to do something consistent, always want to do something where I was making money, but I knew back then, like in my head, I wanted to, but I know I would have not been able to handle it, because my number one job was my kids. And it was also my training and my learning and growing for things that I can share on here, which is awesome. And so for myself, it's like, just be confident in who you are and what God has you to do, and don't worry about what people say, because people, there is going to be a complainer for everything that you do, trust me. And so just know that, you know what, this is your calling, this is a great thing, and people will not understand it. Like, I know people will leave comments on here about, oh, why do you want to have 10 kids, and oh, why would you want to have a large family? And it's like, it doesn't matter, because people don't understand. They have no idea like how great it is to have a big family. They have no idea what it's like to be married to the same person for, you know, 20 plus years. It's like they just have no idea what that feeling is like. If they're not there, the ones that have been there, I'm sure they can agree with me that it is a wonderful thing. And so it's like, I think, like, I know I can't look at other people's lives that lead different lives and go, wow, that looks like just something that would just be so fulfilling, so great. No, because I'm not there and I don't do that. But I know that in my own personal life, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm so happy and so content with where I am in this part. So that's, I guess, just be very confident. You're very confident in your decision to be a stay-at-home mom. And what to do when you have all littles and zero help. That was me. So my husband worked a lot of hours back in Michigan, a lot of hours, and he drove 2 hours every day to work, at least 3 hours. It just depended on where he worked at that time. And so it was just me. I suggest you minimize everything in your home. Like, I know myself, we did not have the type of home we have here. I did not have all the nice little things out on my shelf. I did not have all these pictures on the wall and all these things. I did not have that. I had a very, very plain house, like extremely plain. I didn't have anything on the wall, like nothing, until like, I think towards the end of living there, I started putting stuff on the wall. My husband's like, wow, honey, I didn't realize that you can decorate so well. And so I'm like, yeah, it's because I did not want to do it. I remember even putting the Christmas tree up and not even decorating it because I did not want to put the tree up because I knew it'd be a mess. I knew it'd be something I had to pick up. So I was just like, here, kids, put decorations on. So they were just doing their ornaments, and then those ornaments all fell down. Well, instead of picking them up, I put a big bowl at the bottom, and I just let them drop because it was a fake or a real tree. But I just let those ornaments fall in that bowl, and I put them in there, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna pick that up and worry about what that looks like. So just because it was more mess and more things. And so I'd say just be minimal. Don't worry about having your picture perfect house. Don't worry about having everything look so great, because that's not your focus. Like, we had just minimal, and then we had a baby gate that I stuck in between my kitchen, and we had a little back room area, and in that back room area was all of our activities and all of our toys that made a mess. I would have little containers like in the girls' room, or the toddler, I had a toddler room area, is what I called it. And so they just had toys like their dolls and some trucks, things that weren't going to make a huge mess that I could pick up real quick and throw into a box. And so, but beyond the gate was like the blocks, the Legos, all the little tiny pieces of things, you know, the paper dolls and the wooden dolls and the little Matchbox cars and all these things that they love to play with, but it was like everywhere whenever they played with it. And so that was kept over my gate, and I kept little shoe boxes full of everything. I had this, I think we were going by Harbor Freight one time, and they were throwing out this big giant shelving unit. And so we picked it up and brought it home, and it just had tons of shelves all the way up. And so I just kept putting, I had my husband help me make dividers and stuff in there, and then we just put the shoe boxes in there. And so then what we did is, nobody was allowed over that gate. That was like the forbidden area. So what we did is, okay, so then every night we played like with the blocks. That was something we did. We were very scheduled. Like, my husband was gone. He works a lot of nights too. And so that was, I had to schedule out my day completely. And so get a schedule down. I did a real good schedule. Like, I had a piece of paper, like notebook paper, and on the side I wrote from the time I woke up, like 7, the next line would be 7:30, the next line would be 8, next would be 8:30. I went all the way down, and I literally scheduled out my entire day. Did I stick to it all the time? No, but I still had somewhat of a plan and a motive to like what I was supposed to do to get what I had to get done today. So what I did, you know, every night at 7 o'clock we would do blocks or Legos. Maybe blocks were on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Legos were Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, something like that, to kind of mix it up. And then we pull all those out, and if they wanted to play, we played with them on the living room floor all together. That's what everybody played with. That's what we did. And then when we were done, we picked them all up and put them away. We did it for like a half hour. Sometimes we did an hour, but I didn't just leave them and then get something else out. We were very set about picking them up, putting them away. I was very structured. Then it was like bath time, and then it was, you know, book time, and then it was bedtime or whatever. And so we just were very set with that. Anything that created a mess was put away. So if you're finding like you're constantly picking up, put stuff away. Like, we had books. Oh gosh, I think I remember watching John and Kate +8 during that time. I know they had all their scandals with everything, but I enjoyed their shows with all her little ones because I was like, I so get you and the craziness you're going through because I'm going through that as well. And so I really liked watching those shows, and my kids, they loved it too at the time. And so we would watch it, and I remember them saying something like, these kids have destroyed libraries of books. And I thought, oh, that is so me, because my kids, like, it didn't matter, they just ripped the pages. So we kept a very minimal books for them, like just some board books, and everything else was put away. And so if we wanted to read a book, I got them out and we read it, but nothing was left out at all. It's like you just have to keep very minimal. There wasn't a lot of furniture, there wasn't a lot of things. It was very simple to keep clean. That's what we did. Clothing was all in one closet. And nobody was allowed to go in there and get the clothes out. That was like against the rules. It was just me getting it. And it was simple. It's like it was just a simple way to organize everything. Their beds were simple. We even had mattresses on the floor for a few of them, and it was just a very simple layout for everything that we did, and that just worked. So that helps hugely when you have a lot of little ones. Keep that schedule. You schedule your time. If you need some time for yourself, like I did my walking, I scheduled that out there. I scheduled some time during the day, sometimes in the afternoon if kids are all taking a nap. Give a half hour to yourself and take a half hour to shut your phone up, to have some silence that you can just kind of chill or even take a nap for or whatever. You just have to schedule it and you have to make it happen, and that's where you get your sanity. And then one question said, how to teach kids to cook. They say sometimes their kids don't love to cook, and they say that my kids love to cook. I guess it's not that my kids love to cook, it's just that I've introduced them to like helping with things. It's not like we had a sit down formal class of, oh, this is what we do to cook. We just get them in there and help do things like that. I know my girls were older. My older girls, when they were younger, it's like I wanted them to be able to cover all the basics of things that I was thinking of, like just knew myself, but I realized, oh, they don't know all these things. And just by me showing them, I'm not sharing everything. So I started doing a home ec course for girls. It was based for girls because that's what I had was girls. My son, he was not, when he turned the teenager age, he wasn't home helping in the house because he was off working with my husband. So that was the only reason the book for the girls was written, and so that's what I started doing. So I have a home ec course for girls on my blog. You can go there, it's free. You can go there and you can take courses, and it goes through all the basics of kitchen skills that you can you do. And so I know I have books for them as well, but you can go and get it free from my blog because I never want that to stand in the way for anybody. But if you want to buy the book, you can also purchase the book off Amazon. I also have devotions, things like that in there for girls. And so that was, we just have one for girls. I do believe in boys helping as well. My next son, he has been helping more, and I wrote a little book of things that he wanted to help do in the kitchen. And so then I started doing one for him based on that, and we have that in the home ec course, or not home ec, life skills for guys course. And he'll come out and he'll help do things, and he loves helping with things, but he's just busy doing other things, doing high school courses and helping out with our business, things like that. And so the reason why you don't see him on the camera much is because he's doing other things in the home. And then I have girls. I just have, like, Lauren is home a few days because she wants to learn, because she wants to get married and she wants to learn how to take care of a home and she knows how to take care of a home. She wants to know how to cook more. So that is part of her goal. And so you'll find her in the kitchen helping me. And then I've got the next ones, Jayden Brooklyn and Autumn, are the next ages, and so they want to be out and they want to learn. Jayden loves to bake, Brooklyn loves to cook, and so that's why you see him in the videos more. And then the next one's that Jensen is not of age where he's like responsible in the kitchen. He like will help with some stuff, but he's not ready mindset wise, and so that's why my boys are not in the videos. So if you watch my videos long enough, you will see my boys grow up and they will eventually do things as well, unless we have more help with it. They're more skilled towards working in the garage and they'll do something in our business. I don't know, we'll see what happens in time. But so my kids they just grow up doing that kind of stuff. So it's like I just like, here, this is what we do, let's make, let's learn how to do this. Or the little kids love those little breakfast egg cups, and so we just started making those, and I'm like, oh, you guys do your own egg cups. So they've been making their own and doing that, and so then we kind of share about making eggs and the importance of cooking your eggs all the way through and all those things. And so it's just, I think they just naturally gear towards one way. Like I know Jayden, she doesn't really like to cook much, but I do have her help out with some meals, but I see like she is so much better baking, and she really likes baking, and she is like naturally really good at that. And I was like, oh wow, that's really good. Where Brooklyn, she really loves to cook. She doesn't like to bake much. It's like she bakes, she's like, but she loves to cook, and she really just wants to naturally help with meals and try new things like that. So it's just, I guess it just depends on your child, but I would just get him in there helping with something. If you're doing dinner for the night, okay, why don't you come help me do this such and such a task, or this and such a task. And but you got to be consistent. You're gonna get those eye rolls, you're gonna get that I don't want to do this, you're gonna get all those things. Oh, Ruby, leave kitty alone. But you're gonna get all those things, but just consistency and keeping with it. So okay, I'm probably gonna do one more. I'm looking at my timer here. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep talking and talking and talking, and this video will never end. One of my questions is how to empty your freezer so that nothing goes to waste. And I think that goes back to just doing one of those gathering up your fragment weeks and eating out of your pantry and eating out of your freezers. And sometimes it takes some creativity to do that. And I know for myself, I like to every few months defrost, because I have an old school freezer, defrost that freezer. And so I will purposely make sure that we, even if I can go shopping, I wait and I just plan out a couple simple meals right down to the very last meal, and then go shopping and do stuff like that. I like know in my head, or if I did have some stuff left, I know that the next month I would look in my freezer first and I would plan some meals based on what I had in my freezer. And so I hope that helps. I don't know, I was just kind of thinking, I'm like, that's kind of like something that we just don't deal with, because like we can always use food. There's 11 of us here and food can just get devoured really quick. So, but you know, I guess I can understand if you were going shopping every month and just keep filling them up even when there's stuff in there, how you can easily forget things. I do get that. And so I'm thinking that's why before you make your menu for the next month is look in your pantry, look in your freezer and go, okay, what kind of meals can I have with what I have left in my freezers? And so maybe that'll help you, you know, decide to, okay, not go buy something unless, you know, you eat up such and such a things. Or if you have a lot of frozen bananas, think, okay, let's do a lot of baking this month with certain things. Or you have a lot of chicken, okay, so plan some more chicken meals in your things. Or if you have a lot of veggies, make sure that you use up that corn or use up those carrots, things like that. I think that's what I would do myself. Just naturally, it's like, okay, I would see what I had and I try to use those things up. I know when I make my monthly menu, I usually look in my pantries. I usually like to do the discount store first, see what kind of deals they have on everything, and get like if they have special meats on sale. Like I know this summer they had big things on brats and sausages, so we got a lot of that stuff. And so a lot of my meals were based off brats and sausages because that was what there was an abundance of and it was cheap. And so that's what we would do myself. And I always look at my pantry and see what I have. I always look in there like, okay, I have a lot of pasta left, or I have a lot of lentils I haven't been eating for a while. Let's make a lot of those. Or I look at my beans and go, oh, we haven't had a lot of refried beans. Let's make sure we eat a lot of meals with refried beans this month. Or I have tons of, you know, cake mixes that I got on sale. So let's kind of plan a couple desserts based on cake mixes. So that's what we do. That's how we gather up our fragments so that nothing will be lost. And so I think that's something for everybody. Remember, gather up those fragments, figure out what you have, use the things you have in your home to help gather up those things. So, okay, so I'm going to close this video because I feel like there's 20 minutes worth of talking, and I'm going to do this every week. If this is good for you guys and you enjoy this, this is what I'll do. I'll sit down because I didn't even get through my second sheet here. I only got through like the top part of the questions, where the other ones were more hands-on things, but where I can answer some questions and give you guys what you want to hear. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, the Q&A with a large family mama, and we will see you guys again tomorrow. So you guys have a fantastic day. Okay, bye-bye.